Laura Hauenstein says it just came to her one day. Working in insurance, she felt the calling to give horses a second chance. A year later, she opened up Reality's Chance, a horse sanctuary in Pleasant Lake.
I was a workaholic. I'm in the insurance industry, and I was the minority owner of a business where my partners kept saying, Laura, all you do is work, get a hobby, do something, go on a date, have a glass of wine, get a hobby.
Laura took them up on that advice. She took riding lessons at a local barn where a horse was brought in one day.
He was an off-the-track standardbred that they were going to take to the Amish if nobody would take him. And I decided at that point, even though I really, it was sort of a fly-by-night, last minute, I'll take him, I'll take care of him. And so I boarded him at a facility down the road for a while, and I rehabbed him. He was in kind of bad shape.
During that time, other people approached her asking her if she could take care of their horses.
Oh, if nobody else can handle this horse or will be able to nurse it back to health, maybe she will.
So she bought property on East Berry Road so that the horse could have its own space.
At that time, didn't really think I was going to open a full-out rescue, but I wanted him to have his own space and just kind of live his life out really easy after all the work he did on the racetrack. And after I bought this space, it just kind of escalated.
From that point on, she would rescue more and more horses while also becoming a trainer. She found her calling.
It really sort of sought me out versus me having this master plan of becoming a rescue.
When horses get old, some people don't think they're valuable anymore, and Laura does. You need a brush?
Joel Freeling is a volunteer, one of a handful who came to visit once and never left.
I think it was one of those things where when you see how much passion Laura has for the horses and the work that she does, whether that's for the horses here or helping people in the community, it just makes you want to volunteer and be here for the horses and working for her.
Some horses are at the sanctuary to live out their lives humanely. Like Thor, who is now 26 years old and has a choking problem due to the size of his esophagus. Veterinarians are amazed by how Laura has kept him in great condition despite his age and health concerns. Just one of more than 500 examples of her kindness towards these animals. They do put some horses up for adoption, but the requirements are strict.
It would really be a bad thing if we took horses in and then let them be adopted out where they weren't behaving themselves and good citizens, because they're more likely to end up in the slaughter pipeline, even though our contract prohibits that.
I think we're pretty good.
Okay.
The pandemic was tough on the sanctuary. They took in more horses and lost donations.
The pandemic really truly brought on the older horses that I think the pandemic hit the older generation a little harder. So as they were going into the hospital and not able to care for their horses, like I said, we did take a couple of horses in. We had one owner that passed in the hospital and took on his older gelding.
But that's why she has passionate volunteers to help her.
And so just spending time with some of the horses like Bart and Thor or Boomer, it's one of those things where it makes an impact and you can feel it. And I think that's the thing with volunteering is that people think, oh, I'm giving my time or I'm giving my skill, but really you get so much back. It pays you back tenfold.
11 years in, she's still doing what she loves. Your neighborhood reporter in Pleasant Lake, Joe Gebhardt, Fox 47 News.